Okay, one of the hardest things to learn and to teach is this idea of what support really is. It isn't just firm in the belly and pushing. It's a balancing act in your whole torso. Certainly we do the you got exercises to bounce to the sternum, and you can feel the stomach engaged to do that. So there is this kicking action. At the same time I do that, though, I engage my back, whatever that means. That's a hard concept, isn't it? Engage your back. How do you engage your back? One way you can learn to do that is take your hands like this, put them down here, pull your shoulders down, and tug a little bit. Pull. You'll feel the muscles under here get involved a little bit. You'll see opera singers doing things like that kind of stuff, you know, the divas. This action will help you. You pull the pelvis under, you firm the belly, you pull your shoulders, and you give a little tug, and you start to feel the spine a little bit. When you do that, muscles in the back, that will help. Practice a little or you can even be diva, to engage the whole torso. Another way to work on the idea is to take your body, line up on a door or flat surface, bend your knees until you feel this area of your back, from your pelvis to the shoulder blades, touching the door completely. Then try to leave it touching the door as you push to the sternum. That will help you realize that it's not an arching. I don't arch to get my sternum out. I am doing this. If this represents my torso from here to here, this would be the sternum area, the front. This would be my back, okay. If I just try to push the sternum, that happens. But if I engage the whole body, and I push into my back, although of course I wouldn't push out quite that abruptly, I get this feeling. And it's a downward, unenergized, compressed feeling. Notice what happens to my fingers up here. As I push to the sternum and push into my back, my shoulders have to come down to meet it. So it's a feeling like that. I feel like I'm doing that. As I do this, when I'm standing, I pull my pelvis under, I push to my sternum, I tug on my spine a little bit. That will also help you find the back. Just pull up on the spine, which seems contradictory, because at the same time you're pushing down, you're pulling on the spine a little bit. Just a little bit. It's like going like this. You know, like a real macho thing. Femme macho for the ladies, okay? This action, you want to engage the whole torso, not just the front, not just the belly. The pelvis we want under, we want to engage the buttocks, we want the back involved, holding on, helping us sustain this pressure chamber. One of the more peculiar things about this feeling, and often I've used the term in quotes, the feeling, when you're singing well, is when you support and you're singing, it feels like you're sucking in the tone almost more than you're putting out sound. So there's this sort of suspense. You're sort of suspended between the energy and the tone. It's like this hollowed feeling. As you work the pelvis under and you lean to the sternum and you do this, you almost sip it in. That's what I mean by sipping in, the breath in and the breath and the tone out. They begin to feel more similar, much more similar. So there's never a sense of pushing out. Just sort of like sustaining. You hold on to it. You do as little as required in order to get the sound. Okay, now we're going to do an exercise to sort of begin to try to get hooked into that the feeling idea of the support. So we're going to actually kick out the breath and then sing. We're going to go on the NG. So you're left having to sing on what's left of the air. A lot of air is not what's required. It's how you use it. So actually we're going to sing, say the word sing, kick it, sip it. Now kick it again. And then sing the E. So say the word sing, kick it, sipping, 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 and kick it, kick, When you do this correctly, and even when you sing correctly in the beginning, it can feel a little bit like you're suffocating because you're not doing that. You're controlling how the air is used. You're not just blowing it out. So it can be a little bit of a problem for some people. Don't worry, no one's ever died or suffocated trying to do this. Say the word sing. Sipping, 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 and kick again. Now as you do that, since you don't really have any air left, or a lot of air left, you start to run out of air quickly. Fight the collapsing. The body wants to cave in. As you fight the collapse, you'll really begin to feel what the body should feel like. A little bit uncomfortable in the beginning again, but eventually you'll be able to simply engage your body in that manner. Say the word sing, kick it, sip it. Now kick it. Now as you keep going, fight the collapse till nothing's coming out, nothing's coming out. And let it go. At the end of that feeling, you were engaged. That body was hooked up and connected. You didn't have air left to use. And the trick is learning to breathe into that same sensation. Kind of peculiar. So let's just do that. Do this for me. I only do it 6 times. Now you're pretty much out of air, right? Now sip a little. But keep that feeling. That's why we do the kick breath, to engage the body. Let's do it again. And as you kick out the air, pull up on the spine. Push the shoulders down. And then breathe. Sort of strange, isn't it? You're going to get in like that. But you'll learn that you don't need big gulping breaths. So let's do it again. Say the word sing, kick it. Stay there a moment. Don't breathe at all. Just stay there. Don't breathe at all. Just sustain. Now, tiny bit of air. And let it go. Play with that idea. It's kick it, but don't collapse. Kick it and don't collapse. And then sip a tiny bit of air. If you're singing along, you don't need a lot of air for the next phrase, unless it's a very long phrase. Hey there, you with the stars in your eyes. Love never made a fool of you. You always were too wise. Hey there, you on that high-flying cloud. It's not... Okay? Takes a lot of practice.